Hi, all Agent here, and we are going to have fun with modules again. This is the same build I used on my last video, except I removed the prop from the back. I was using it as armor and extra propulsion, but it only had 45,000 hit points because it was a small prop. I didn't want to hang a large prop off the back here because it will throw the balance of this bot off. So I just removed it in favor of 2 E-shields, which actually provide a heck of a lot more armor overall than the prop did. So we're going to clear the point off. I used it a little bit early, but it will recharge. I like to save my EMP to clear the point until the capture is just almost done. At that last little sliver, hit it right before you get to that last little sliver of progress, and the enemies will go off of it to avoid the EMP. It's just a natural reaction, and then you can finish the cap by being the only person on the point. So they can capture 90%, 95% of the progress, and then you knock them off with the EMP, force them off the point, and then steal it from them. Yes, they are going to come back to life and be incredibly mad about that whole thing. But that's what we're doing here. We're not using the EMP. The Tesla guy just popped the EMP even though we just captured it. The Tesla guy was the one forcing him off the point, and I figured I would just sit there and wait until he forced him off enough for me to go ahead and be there and finish that cap, and it worked. I use that tactic a lot with this build. It was built as a tough meta cover, but sometimes you can't stick with your teammates. Sometimes you have to split up to win because the enemy team is split up and they've turned it into a game of whack-a-mole, or they have a more powerful group that's sticking together that you as a medic just can't out-heal. Like say a group of shotgun guys, you're probably not going to out-heal all of them. So we're going to blink out of there. This is a little bit of the term core forcing, I believe coined by Rocky Lars. In action, I've got a hover blade on the front too. It's gone right now, but I do have 3 hover blades that usually remain as long as those modules haven't been shut off. Modules are well protected with some damage direction going back to them, but not enough to destroy them when the components that are core forced get shot off. So we're going to use our shield again here, and we're going to use our healing beams. We're going to use our nanos to heal these guys, and hopefully we are going to take this point back, and that is exactly what we did. Shotgun guys are good bots to heal. Tanks, any DPS is like 3rd on the list. DPS is good to heal, but not if they're really, really squishy, because you're just going to be locking them in this, oh, I'm too damaged to do anything, but not enough to die state. So you want to heal bots that are tough enough to continue dealing damage while taking damage. And that's typically what I try to do. I will heal DPS guys. I don't ignore them, but they're not the first choice of heals unless they are also very tough, like a shotgun build. So they did manage to kill me and looks like knock us off of that point. They're taking our near point. That's okay. We've got a nice lead already. Looks like they're going to play a little bit of whack-a-mole. And that's fine with me because I've got blink on this. I'm going to go to middle point and defend that. Surely somebody is going to respawn and go to near. The guy flew right past me, so I'm going to get on the point, pop my shield to protect myself, and then I'm going to pop an EMP and force them both off the point. Now I'm going to play games with my shield and stall the capture. I'm not trying to stop it. I'm just trying to make it take longer. It's a tactic I don't see employed very often, except for with like Wasp tank builds that are like 3.5 million hit points. I don't have that many hit points, but I do have a tough build, and coupled with that DSM, it might as well be, or it's even better than a straight tanky build with like 3.5, 4 million hit points. So they've captured mid at this point. I'm going to go over now and stall our near point. My team doesn't really seem to fare too much better with me healing them. So I popped the EMP, force him off the point. He did manage to get out of it in time. So now we are going to be a goofball and play games with the shield. And once that disappears, I am going to play games with his line of sight. I'm going to stay under him and behind him as much as I can. Yes, he's going to be able to turn and get some hits on me, but I'm going to be really annoying and make him turn back and forth all the time and stay under and below him where he can't shoot me because he is using camera controls too. And as you can see, this definitely is worthy of the Benny Hill theme, Yakety Sax, because I would be really annoyed if I were this guy. I'm really, really annoying him, and I am really stalling this point capture. So I am taking critical damage. I get that last EMP off. He tries to back off, and his momentum carries him off of the point once the EMP pops, so I did manage to stall him more. That actually happens a lot. Like, they will try to get off the point when you pop the EMP, but not do it quite in time, so their momentum will carry them further off the point. Now, luckily, he didn't actually capture that point, and we've still got their shield down. My Tesla buddy here managed to move in and muscle him off of the point, which is great for us. So I'm going to heal him, make sure he keeps his blades, and he should be able to finish that guy off, which he did. Great. Enemy moved in again. We've got plenty of allies over here. He blinks the heck out. Definitely no need for me to be there anymore, so we're going to head back to middle. I'm going to blink over. I've got an EMP ready if I can just get there in time, and it looks like I could not quite get there in time. So now I've got one ally here. I'm going to get on the point, but I'm not going to follow him off of the point in order to heal him. There's nobody else on the point. So if he wants to get healed, he's going to have to come to me, and that's that, because I want to capture this point. That is the goal of this game mode, is to control at least 2, preferably 3 of the points. 3 will just make it a faster game. So we're going to EMP this guy. I didn't need to pop the shield, but I thought he was going to back out of it in time, so I did pop the shield to protect me. Most importantly was that we stalled that capture again. Now he is back on the point. We do have an ally with shotguns moving in. He's not a very tough shotgun build. I actually don't like these little piranha builds, is what I think they're called. They're just not really tough enough to move in with the shotguns and absolutely wreck the enemies. So we're going to stall here. We're just going to hang out. Doesn't really matter if we die, but we had an ally on the point. Looks like they're still struggling to get it, so I leave that point. Maybe not the right decision, but I'm just going to go ahead and go to near. While I heal, I can be headed over to near and accomplishing something other than waiting. And if they take middle point, that's okay. We still have a lead. We would have no shield, and we could easily lose that lead, but we do have a lead, and I was already headed to near point. So we're going to finish the near point cap. They're back on mid. That's kind of been somewhat of a stalemate and a back and forth, so I'm going to see what's going on over at far point. I don't like to attack far point unless we are just absolutely dominating the enemies, so I kind of tend to steer clear of far point unless it's an easy cap. It is obviously not an easy cap right now, but they don't sit on the point to defend it. They go and they try to kill shotgun guy, and I'm not going to follow him off of the point in order to heal him. I'm going to stay on the point and at least get 2 of 3 bars filled up with capture progress. So I've got no nanos left. They've all been shot off. I did stay on the point though, because the enemies keep making the mistake of leaving the point when they're trying to defend. You cannot get off of the point. You have to stay on the point or you'll lose it and have to recap it. And all the time it takes to recap it, they're still gaining protonium charge from it. They're still gaining their annihilator charge from that. So bear that in mind when you play this. Now I can't heal him through the red shield, so he's on his own out there. Again, I'm not leaving this point. I will help him with the EMP. And I almost had it. I didn't quite get it. So now I'm going to play games and hope that somebody comes over here and helps me before the shotgun manages to kill me. And lo and behold, there's the Tesla build again. Charges right back in. You heal very quickly in your shield, and at our near point, it's pretty easy for him to pop in, heal up, and then get out. And there's nothing I can do right now. My EMP is going to take too long to charge. Those guys are definitely going to kill me first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to creep on middle point. I'm going to let them leave. They're going to go do something else. Now that they're headed to their near point, they're most likely not going to turn around and come back to defend middle. So I'm going to sit here and capture this point uncontested. And this is a great example of using a 3-module build with no damage-dealing weapons to your team's benefit. It can be done. You can't have a whole team made out of these bots, but one of them on a team, I can't say it's guaranteed to win, but it really, really works for me. It works really well. I don't lose a lot of matches if I play during my time zone's prime time with this build. One every now and then. No combination of bots is completely unbeatable, but it seems to be an extremely effective build and tactic to use, because you got guys like this guy that are using they're using drones, and those aren't the greatest things to capture the point with. They're good at killing, but they're not as good at capturing. So there you have it. I don't know if you noticed in chat I said cap and steal. Don't defend that crystal. I went in there, did what I could to defend it and stall. But we won the match pretty easily. It was a good game. I hope you enjoyed the video.